193 angstroms here. This is about the last 8 hours of solar activity. We see some coronal holes there south of the equator, otherwise very low levels of solar activity, although 10.7 centimeter radial flux has come back up to 68 solar flux units. So that is a good thing. Let's look at some more views. And here's the view at 171 angstroms. We see 0 sunspots. And again, very low solar activity. Here's a real-time solar wind data. Phi angle currently at 166. Looks like a coronal hole magnetic connection just being established there. Solar wind speed, 356 or so kilometers per second. Solar wind density quite low, 3.72. So again, solar minimum conditions. Here's the ACE data, and it looks corroborative to me. Here's where stuff is located in the solar system. Here's where it'll be in 1 week. Allow me to take this moment to say, Milky Way Galaxy team, for the win. Here's what's going on above my head right now. Check out in-the-sky.org. Make your own sky map. Figure out what's going on above your head. Next, we've got 4 hours of magnetosphere movies, courtesy University of Michigan Geospace model. Again, solar minimum conditions. We see a very weak solar wind with a low speed and a low density. See if we see any sudden spikes like we saw yesterday. And just waves of slightly different density solar wind coming in there from the left of your screen. Here's the pressure, and we are talking magneto-hydrodynamic pressure here. Please refer to yesterday's video. For this section, we did see a spike, which was not represented by the solar wind. It looked like just straight magnetism, and it didn't look like it was coming from the sun. Anyway, again, 4 hours of data. We typically archive this every day on our daily space weather videos. Next, for all you polar excursion, magnetic reversal, pole flip type enthusiasts, here's 4 hours of data. Magnetic perturbations over the globe. We have seen some funky earthquakes that we're going to cover in a minute, so stay tuned and bear with us. By the way, if you're enjoying the new format, please leave a comment. Are you familiar with our mission? Well, check out smAsho.com/forum/mission if you're not. I'll read it to you real quick. It's to assist, study, and report on an ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, to raise awareness of the general public of the relationship between space, weather, and Earth effects, to connect and consult with media organizations, to demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems, to publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner, to assist mankind by advancing the study of predictive phenomenon, to do things like optimize value and reduce risk and liability and save lives, and adapt no matter what the adversity is, and to not be ossified in our beliefs, and to treat those who are with love, respect, and inclusion to the scientific discussion. If you want to support the mission, check out Patreon. That's patreon.com/smAshomash, where I'll put up posts like how I'm going to Guantanamo Bay for lawn terrorism. Thanks a lot, municipality. Anyway, in all seriousness, thanks, patrons. You are keeping the channel afloat. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, which is pretty much everybody at this point, realize that YouTube pays us nothing, since Google is a complete and total scam. In any case, if you enjoy the content, follow us on YouTube, press like, press subscribe, press that notification bell. You might even see our videos when they come out, although don't bet on it. Other ways to support the channel include the Hemp Lucid campaign. We're doing a spaced out campaign specifically for our spaced out viewers. Some sales going on right now on things like whole plant CBD hemp seed oil. Also, some isoterp Kalki products specifically designed THC free for athletes, as well as things like waxes and so on. Again, check out the links below the description, the links in the description below the video for the Hemp Lucid Spaced Out campaign. And thanks for those of you who've been improving your lives and health by purchasing CBDs. If you weren't aware, we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/smAshomash. Our videos go up there daily, and we do interact a bit when we get the opportunity. And we're also on Gab, which is an alternative to Twitter. And we're also on Minds, minds.com/smAsho. The future of social media is minds.com. The real alternative to Facebook, it's open source, it won't censor you, it won't act like a political hack, minds.com/smAsho. Also, we do regularly feature original music on the channel, so check that out if you like. That's soundclick.com/goldencatproductions. Perhaps add Gem Cover, our latest upload, to your MP3 collection for the low, low price of $1.25 USD. Anyway, original music on there, Golden Cat Productions. And yeah, I'm wearing the shirt. It's true. It's true. And let's move on to more stuff. And the GOES X-ray flux remains totally flatlined. We haven't seen even a B-class flare since July 7th. KP index is at 2. GOES electron flux has just experienced a dip, and that looks like a dip in solar electron output, as it's not accompanied by an increase in solar protons, which are the main component, about 80% of the solar wind. Here are the auroral forecasts. Nothing too special to write home about there. We'll let it play through anyway, as our new format allows us to show you a little more stuff. A little bit higher degree of compression, folks. Going back to a format more like toward the beginning of our career making space weather videos. Here's the video of the F2 ionosphere layer, looking at the last 6 hours here, ending around 8 o'clock universal time. We'll let that play, and then we'll show you the last frame. There we go, up to 8:30 UT, and there's the latest image at 8 o'clock UT. Looking fairly normal. A little charge on the nighttime side, perhaps. Nothing to write home about there. GOES magnetometer is looking spiky, as forecasted, and we'll show you why right here. It's the Gong 2. There's the data from that. Now this is gathered with about 50 ground-based magnetometers for you new viewers out there, as well as stereo A, located here, and stereo B, located there. And we're going to see continued choppiness in that magnetometer. And there could be a sunspot forming here. We did talk about it yesterday briefly. Moving on to earthquakes. We see some new Madrid quakes in the U.S., the largest quake we've seen off the coast of Oregon for a long time. Let's run down the list as quickly as possible. 4.1 in Iran. There's a new Madrid quake there. A 4.2 near Wichita. Please leave a comment if you felt that quake. There's a location of that, closest to Hutchinson, Kansas. If anybody felt that quake and you're watching the video, please let us know if your mother-in-law's photograph fell off the wall, smashed on the floor, and you celebrated afterwards. All right. Back at the list, we see a 5.4 in Oregon. Actually, that's off the coast. Quite far off the coast. Doubt anybody felt that one. Although that's the largest we've seen there since we've been covering earthquakes on the channel. And I don't know what happened there. There we go. I apologize for the delay. Next we see a 5.2 south of Tonga. 4.1 at Chile. That one's at depth. We've been warning Western South America about larger quakes, as they've been experiencing many deep quakes there. Here's a 4.5 at Greece. Also, we see a 4.6 at over 600 kilometers depth at Fiji. And lastly, a 4.7 in the Kuril Islands, south of Kamchatka. Here's your daily volcano rundown. We see Sanjiang-Api exploding and producing intermittent emissions and a 10,000-foot ash plume. Dukono exploding, 10,000-foot ash plume there. Popocatépetl exploding, 22,000-foot ash plume there. Revenador exploding, 14,000-foot ash plume there. Sabancaya exploding, intermittent emissions and a 24,000-foot ash plume. Please do not attempt to do a handspring over Sabancaya. Next, we'll look at the pressure maps, courtesy windy.com. We'll let this play through about 24 hours. As those of you who know how to forecast earthquakes we'll be looking for anomalous low-pressure systems. Shout out anomalous, Howard, if you've got an anomalous low-pressure system over your head right now. Anyway, there's what it'll be like in 24 hours, and let's move on to more stuff. Here are the jet streams over the Western Hemisphere. I would note that the U.S. is experiencing a triple jet stream. That's right, it's a triple jet stream, folks. There's the image of that. You can see over the Great Lakes, there's a jet stream there. There's one over Canada, and there's one over the south-central U.S. 3 jet streams, folks. It's not meridional flow. It's convective flow. Even more chaotic than a meridional flow. There it is from the North Pole. And let's roll it over to the other side. There's the extremely meridional flow in the South Pole, and we see portions of the jet stream traveling east to west instead of west to east. Pretty funky, and looking normal throughout this whole solar minimum. Here's a US Doppler radar, courtesy of AccuWeather. Shout out, Mom, if you're watching the video. My mom lives in Oviedo, Florida, by the way. And those storms are going to be missing you. They're stagnating. However, we see extremely strong storms over Kansas and Missouri. Not too much of a surprise that earthquakes have kicked off in that area. We're not going to zoom in and see if the system is anomalous or not, but that's a heavy low pressure to produce storms like that. Here is the U.S. water vapor map, courtesy NASA GOES interactive weather satellites. That is a growing system right there, and it's being held in place by a bunch of dry, massive air. And that is the kind of thing that is going to sit still and just cause havoc. So if you're in the path of those storms, folks, be prepared for things like damaging hail, wind, power outages, etc. Let's zoom in on that Earth spot, as that is one heck of a system. There's what's going on in the close-up view. Please do not be swept away in a torrent of wind, hail, rain, etc. And we've moved on to the end of the video, folks. If you're enamored with the "that is an ass" and "that is a hole in the ground" section of the video, well, watch our next upload, because it's going to include this section separately from the space weather. What we will do is still show you a bonus feature, which is the sun at 304 angstroms. So there's that. And last but not least, here's the colorized magnetogram. If you're trying to predict sunspots before I do, this is the way you would need to do it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks. Remember, when you're staring at the sun, don't drink. And if you drink, stare at the sun anyway. Just don't drive. And since it'll never be now again, have a lovely Saturday. And may the solar wind be at your back and the atherosclerosis absent from your veins.